better about yourself as a person and be able to move on.
So now you just said what I said. Now we saying the same thing.
I probably am. You right.
Okay.
I don't have that ego. You right.
Okay. We're back on the next episode, and welcome back to the Red Late Night Talk Show. It's the one and only, the king of all podcasts. And we got a couple of independent broadcasters and podcasters in the beam tonight, in the building. We're definitely broadcasting live off of liveme.com. And I want to welcome you to Red Late Night Talk Show podcast. Okay, make sure you step with us with some podcast vibes, okay, and not no regular broadcasting. You feel me? And shout out to everybody that's in the building late night. Y'all do know it's like 2:00 in the morning, and I am so anxious for Just Ask Bear podcast. Okay, here's more information on that right here on this quick commercial break right here at the Red Late Night Talk Show. Good morning, y'all. What's up? Just Ask Bear podcast is brought to you by www.justbreathebox.com. Catch some scented jewelry to your door every month. Okay, beautiful and original scented jewelry and aromatherapy to create a happy vibe all day long. The ultimate subscription box that also includes a kick-ass mood uplifting products. Subscribe now to www.justbreathebox.com. That's justbreathebox.com. Right here on the Just Ask Bear podcast. Brought to you by DJJoeBrownProductions.com. All right, and thank you so much for tuning in to the one and only Red Late Night Talk Show, which is a original podcast on Spotify right now. That's right. Download the app right now and check out Red Late Night Talk Show. Type it in just like that on iHeartRadio, Spotify, of course, and also iTunes. Okay, you know that little purple symbol up in there in the corner of your iPhone that you never click on? I think you should click on it because you'll find Red Late Night Talk Show. Okay, so now, the topic for tonight is healing, and also marriage. Okay, but the gist of it all is, how do you know that you have moved on or healed from the previous relations? Now, I want to ask, specifically the owner of this show, Red, can you come off of mute and tell us in your own opinion? Okay, remember, there's no right or wrong. There's no wrong answers to these questions, you guys. It's all about your perspective, your individual perspective that makes you uniquely on deciding. So, Red, talk to me. How do you know that you have moved on or healed from previous relationships?
To me, when you stop the contact, you stop looking for that person. Because most of the times, if you're not healed, you'll keep reaching out. You'll keep, like trying to do conversation starters. Oh, how you doing? Or you'll try to stay in with a family member or some way to have your foot in the door where you can still connect yourself with that person as well. So, me personally, if I don't have any type of thoughts of that person, I don't reach out to call that person. I'm not dealing with their family or any of that. I know I'm completely over it. Because a lot of times people I still talk to so-and-so daughter, so I have to deal with him. Or I have to deal with her. Or I still deal with their mama. I have to deal with him. I have to deal with her. That's not the case.
Okay, I feel you. Anybody else?
So cut up all them ties. That's it.
Okay. Anybody else want to comment on this?
All right. So I have a question. Let's say you want to have sex with a person. Does that mean you haven't moved on? That's my question.
That's exactly what that means.
I disagree. I disagree because I can hate as a man. I'm speaking from a man's point of view. Actually, I'm speaking for myself. Let me not speak for all the men. I can hate your guts, but if that coochie hitting, shit, I might. You know what I'm saying? If the
So
head
how
got
does
bigger
that
than
keep healing though?
no, but you said no. The question was, does that mean have you moved on? I could be not fucking with you on some like I don't want to have a conversation with you. I don't want to go nowhere with you. None of that. But I definitely want to hit that ass.
But again, how is that moving on?
Hold on, wait. That don't necessarily mean that you haven't moved on. You just want some pussy, and you want some quality pussy, and that's what that means. That's something totally separate from what my dude is saying. That's something totally separate than I want you back as a girlfriend. You just want some good pussy, and that's what my boy's saying. You know what I'm saying? It don't mean I want you back as a girlfriend. He's just saying your pussy was A1 and he wants some of it.
And honestly, when I find somebody with that same level of pussy that can hold a conversation, I probably won't talk to you. I won't even want to do that with you no more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there's a meaning behind it. He's not saying he wants you back. You know what I mean? He's just saying the sex was that good. And if you can separate the sex from how y'all relationship was, you know what I mean? That's an aspect of a relationship. That doesn't necessarily mean that I want you back on that level of intimacy. You know what I'm saying? He's just saying that quality of sex was right and he wants some more of it.
Shit, I've been there before.
I guess for me, I think that sex is spiritual. And so
it can be, but it don't. To the nigga on the street, bro, like, you know what I'm saying? Sex is just, is the pussy wet.
Is, no matter if you want it to be or not.
Bro, how you gonna tell a nigga that don't know what that's not on that level? Hold on, babe. Hold on. I'm not trying to call you nothing or nothing like that, but this is what I'm saying. Niggas are not thinking spirituality when they having sex all the time. You know what I mean? You on that because you think like that, but we talking generally. You know what I mean? And like, just because a nigga feel like your pussy get wetter than the next bitch and he wants some of that does not mean he think you on a higher level of being enlightened than the next bitch. Your pussy just get wetter, so he want to come get with it. That's what my boy's saying. I understand what you're saying, and I feel that. But like, we talking about, you know what I'm saying, something else.
Okay, I like what Ro Baby said in the comments. Ro Baby said that it's a connection between souls whether you notice it or not. I like that.
That's what I was saying.
So, and then Mary Jane in the comments, even though she's in the beam, she said that it's off topic. And I agree with that as well. You guys are definitely streaming off topic.
So wait, the point of the topic, because I'm the one who sent the topic in. The point of the topic is because I heard something earlier that said healing just doesn't take place over time. You have to actually do things and add things into healing. So whether it's therapy, whether it is a release of emotion or energy, healing just doesn't take place over time. So you not being with somebody for so long or not speaking to them or not wanting to see them doesn't mean that you're actually healed.
I don't know. Everybody
okay.
know.
Who haven't I heard from up here? I haven't heard from Bear.
I feel like we need to define what healing
or
is.
Bestie.
You know what I mean? Beyond, between the people that's in this broadcast, like, what is healing to you?
Before we get to that,
I have a different.
Before we get to that,
healing.
Before we get to that,
because like,
there's
no, because like, based on what the rebuttals have been, like, healing means something different to different people. So, what is healing to you?
Hold on. Before we get to that, I don't want to get off topic, and I don't want to derange where the conversation is going. I want to hear from Bear and Bestie and Mary Jane on healing.
Yeah, bro. Get that definition, because definition define. You know what I'm saying? That definitely does.
I agree with you.
Dictate where the conversation
because
is going.
You know, when we're talking about healing, you know, because everybody is so uniquely different, how the way we heal is not the same on how everybody moves on from a current relationship that they have been in. Like, okay, so we're gonna use me as example. I always use me as example because my shit is always outrageous. Okay, so like I said early in the episode that I have been engaged 8 times. So and all of those engagements were back to back as well for the past 8 years, actually. Okay, now
you get a ring. You get a ring. You get a ring. Everybody gets a ring.
So, you know, is my healing very different from yours? You know what I'm saying? Of course it is. Because clearly I moved on to the next bitch. Now, I definitely think that there is a piece of me that I left and that I wish I could get back in all of those 8 relationships. Spiritually, energy as well. You know what I'm saying? I left a little Joe back in some of those relationships. Go ahead, Fairy Brand. What you was gonna say?
So my question to you is, you said that you move on really fast, and so in moving on,
I didn't say that.
I didn't. The time to see what that feels like.
I didn't say I moved on really fast. I mean, but of course I did. But you know, of course, like I still thought of that last person. You know what I'm saying? But ask your question again, though.
So what I was asking was, because you did mention, you said, obviously I get over it, I move on pretty fast. So my question was, are you actually healing in between those rings, or are you just pushing toward the mark of feeling loved?
I think a little bit of both. Yeah. I think back then, okay, I wanted it too bad. You know what I'm saying? I wanted the marriage, the unity, the whole picket white fence as bad as they wanted it. You know? And then a lot of situations I definitely felt like I was forced into, and then it was like, okay, well, might as well. You know? So, yeah. I mean, now I'm slow to move now. I'm just now learning, that, okay, Joe, you ain't gotta do all that extra shit what you did back then. You know, some of the doors that you opened back in your past, you really didn't have to open them. I mean, being engaged 8 times, you know what I'm saying, I learned a lot, but I also felt like it also taught me in many ways to deal with certain situations. You know what I'm saying? But that brick wall was up as far as being in love with a brick wall. It's many of them. When we come back after this commercial break, we're going to get off of this topic and move on to the next. Right here at the Red Late Night Talk Show. Getting too deep, okay, with my shit. I just had a flashback right here on the Red Late Night Talk Show. Thank you so much for joining in.